Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. This stuff is what I have thrifted in the last couple of days. Now, pretty well all the items I'm going to show you today are ones that I got from I can't remember, what are those Goodwill places called where they sell stuff by the pound? Anyway, that's where this came from. So of course I don't have individual prices. Picked up coffee filters, and I'm sure that there's something I can do with them. So that's that. Some leaves, and again, I don't know, did I need all these leaves? Maybe not, but I still have tree journals on the brain, so I think that's probably why I got these. I also got a few bigger items that don't necessarily, fit on the screen. And just indulge me for a moment. When we did the addition to our house, we had a carpenter build us a cedar planter that was going to fill in an awkward place at the front of the house. It's 12 feet long and I don't know, however wide, to fill the space between the house and the sidewalk. Now, because it faces west and because, it's basically facing the road, I don't want to have live plants there. But I'm thinking that with a wire mesh, I will just create some sort of a gorgeous silk flower arrangements, basically. And it'll look good, and, and then when they get sun bleached or whatever, replace them. So anyway, at this place, and I realize you can't see it all, but these are some of the things I picked up there. So, our roof is metal and it's called copper penny, so this is going to be gorgeous. Some of these trailing type of things will be great because they'll just spill over the edge of the planter. But I also grabbed this galvanized pail. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe it ends up in my garden shed. Maybe it ends up being my close to my desk garbage can. I don't know. Anyway, I was pretty happy with that. So every time I am at a thrift store and I see silk flowers at a good price, I grab them because, yeah, I have a color palette in mind, but I'm also going to be making it look like, Mother Nature doesn't make mistakes. So if all those colors work for her, they can work for me as well. I picked up a couple rolls of, what is this stuff called? Crepe paper, streamers, because I have an idea I want to try. So I'll keep you posted on that or make a video on that when the time comes. This is a kind of a beat up looking thing of hooks and eyes, so I grabbed that. This I thought was interesting. Now, I didn't take it out of the box, but what I can tell here, it looks like there's a metal base and then these vertical pieces, they're also metal, and apparently you put the metal pieces like underneath your tablecloth, so then it just looks like these metal vases, which are essentially, big enough for one stem, are just standing up all by themselves. Isn't that great sleight of hand? Anyway, I just thought that was kind of cool. A little bit heavy, but hey, I still didn't overpay for anything. I also grabbed all of these three bows that were obviously in the display. They look like they've been sewn together, but I think that's just the original design. I will take the wires off them. I don't have any problem making bows, so I'll take the wires off and then put them all together on one spool or something. Okay. Oh, these. I picked up a bunch of Scrabble letters, although these, yeah, I'm sure they're Scrabble letters, although they do almost look a little bigger than normal. And these the cutest ever dominoes. I don't know what they're, I guess that's plastic, but, and a tiny little package of dice. Anyway, I have a Dremel, and I also have access to a drill and a 1/16? Anyway, at one point, a couple of years ago, I was drilling holes into the corner Scrabble letters so they could be used as dangles or charms or whatever. So my husband sort of built me like a jig. So essentially, if you just put it, so it's, a right angle thing out of wood. If you put it in the right spot, then, you're going to be in the right spot with your hole every single time. So obviously I grabbed a lot of those. And I'm sure, I would practice on this one. I'm sure I could drill through this as well. And, the size is so much smaller and cuter than a typical domino. So looking forward to using those. I guess while we're here, I should show you this. They have very few books there, but I thought this looked a little bit interesting. Don't know if there's a date on it or not. Sound and Hearing Science Program. Oh, 68. So I guess, and some blue pages. Science Bulletin. So it's got, a few interesting, why is this heavy duty? Oh, you know what? This was probably a correction that was pasted over something that was wrong because it's thicker. Maybe these things were like stickers back in the day. Anyway, it has a few interesting diagrams and remember when we learned about the makeup of an ear and those tiny little bones, the stirrup, the anvil, and the hammer. Anyway, I grabbed that. Now this was incomplete. This probably is a fun game, but the reason I took it is because it's heavyweight and look how nicely it folds. So when I come across something like this, I automatically think, just collage over it. The structure is there. The folds are there. As long as I don't do anything silly over the actual, score lines, then I should be, everything should work out just fine. I don't know, there are these little stickers on here for some reason. Anyway, so at some point I'll use this as a base for some sort of creation. What are the dimensions, just for curiosity's sake? Actually, a person could cut this in half at this point and end up with two covers, because it's essentially 9 by, 5.5? 5.5. So anyway, that was the thinking there. Let me just put this on my way. I picked this up. It is a bit grungy looking. I will obviously try to erase some of these smudges. This was a sleeve. Well, this is the sleeve for a 33.5 record. 33 1/3. I left the record behind because I didn't care about it. So there is this, which obviously I can use in some way. I'll just try to get it back in there. Apparently not. But I just thought this was this would have been a Christmas album, I guess. So again, you see how these built-in folds, some vintage looking images. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do, but I thought it was worth taking. I should also tell you that I have never, ever done a Christmas journal, and I've been kind of resistant. I guess I always thought, like, how do people actually use Christmas journals? Like, Christmas is just basically a weekend. Mind you, people do those December dailies too, so I don't know. Anyway, one of my most faithful and supportive subscribers has said, you know, you kind of have a unique style. Other people are working on Christmas stuff. Are you going to do some And you know what? I can't say no to her. So as soon as I locate my Christmas stuff, I will start doing something. So, Deanne, your wish has been granted. Okay, what else? Oh, I picked up this Scrabble board. Again, I think I may have an idea for that. What else? Oh, this was a sealed package. Now it says pack of 2 disposable table covers. Now I didn't feel it till I was just about to start this video. This is kind of an earthy color, you know, a cross between olive and old gold, and it's just really a papery thing. So, and goodness knows there's lots of it here, so I will be using this somehow. Do you think I have enough square footage here? This, I didn't realize it when I picked it up, but this is a teddy. But I like the idea of this sort of dusty pink lace. I will obviously deconstruct it, you know, both the bra part, and obviously I'll salvage the lace, discard the rest. But I do have something kind of in mind for this color, so I grabbed that. This, typically I don't really look at the clothing at these places, but I couldn't, like, I picked this up and I put it down and I picked it up and I put it down. I grabbed this thing, number one, because of this, I don't know, what do you call this? This is kind of like a stretchy knit kind of thing. So, you know, almost like leisure wear. Look at those buttons. They're big. They alternate 2 different styles. There is this thing, this, you know, this offset kind of ruffle, I guess, for lack of a better word, or even, you know, to look at the bigger part, you know, sort of the narrow, you know, a little wider, and really wide. So depending what a person wants to do, you know, there are possibilities there. Another interesting button. And then periodically, there are these tiny little keys that have been sewn on. Little keys. So I will be taking this apart at some point. I don't think you need to see me do that. More little keys. A ruffle around these, that's kind of dirty looking. I'll wash this stuff first. And then I will, probably in bed watching YouTube, I will start taking this apart. I mean, obviously, you don't need to see me cutting stuff apart. Yeah, it's got, what is the brand name here? Neon Buddha. Anyway, so don't be afraid to dig through some of the clothing looking for stuff that you wouldn't find elsewhere. I kind of have, even without planning it, I kind of have a chair collection, miniature chair. Now this is not the most attractive thing I've ever seen, but it is a chair. Look at that. Little velvet chair. This is just within reach, that's what I'm showing you. I didn't get this today. This is metal. This is dusty. But anyway, it sits on a windowsill next to me here. So I'll add this chair to the collection, even though it is not the prettiest thing ever. It looks like Mama, Papa, and Baby Bear chairs. I wanted this, or something, well, I wanted something like this, and luckily they had one, so I grabbed it. And I also got, this is the third, these are the second and third crates I've gotten at this place as well. Again, I probably don't need them in my studio, but I am still trying to get our new garden shed set up, so they might end up out there. So, however, if a person needed storage in their studio space, that would have been a good thing as well. I'll show you now. Again, this is kind of big. It's not going to fit very well in the camera, but I grabbed this. It's a little bit gross. This bottom half of a roaster, and it's big. I'll clean it up, but I thought this would be great for dyeing paper because it is pretty deep, and I wouldn't want to use like a real one of my own stuff. I wouldn't want that's pretty good grammar, eh? 5 inches deep. So that is the story there. And again, with the price of things like that, bakeware and so on, I really suggest that if you need anything for dyeing paper, eco dyeing, whatever, you know, look for deals in places like that. Okay. Should I show you these books today? How are we doing for time? Oh, we're in pretty good shape because I'm not lingering and gushing too much. Okay, I'll show you 2 big things and then I'll show you these few books. Also at Goodwill, look at this. And again, it doesn't fit very well on here. It is a watercolor picture. Now, obviously, I'll have to be very careful in how I remove it, or maybe what I'll end up doing. Is it not appropriate that the farm kid here find a watercolor? Oh, just double-sided tape. Once I get this off here, I'll measure it and tell you exactly. But I thought, you know, with some reinforcement and some matte medium, this could be protected. And of course, now I have this piece of mat board that I could do something with. Well, no, it's not real mat board. It's more like poster board. I just fling that out of the way. Okay, what's the size? 13 and a quarter by 15, what is this, about 20, okay, so 20 by 13 and a half. I would seal this with, oh, you know what, it's watercolor. Add something wet to it, it'll lift. Flaw in my plan. Darn it. Okay, I'm going to have to ponder that. This was painted by Angelique in 1981. Anyway, I obviously love the subject matter. Now I'm just going to have to think hard about how I can use this and give it a bit of protection. And again, it doesn't, you know, we know that the things that we are making, most of us are not doing things that are archival in any sense of the word. So do I really care if this doesn't last 100 years? Probably not. If I or someone else can enjoy something for, you know, a few years, a few decades, that would be great. And if this watercolor paper begins to show signs of wear, that's just the reality. Anyway, now I have to think about that. And, okay, I said I'd show you one more big thing. I got this a while ago, but because it wasn't front and center here, I forgot about it. This, now I haven't taken it apart, obviously, is, now I can't remember the company. Was it Alice Godkin? Anyway, one of those companies that makes cross-stitch and pettipoint kits did a series of 4 pairs of Ukrainian dancers. And I don't remember the name of this kit, but we used to sell them in our shop. We had them framed and people bought them and they bought kits and stitched them. I bought this at a little antique store. The frame is, I would say, darn near mint. I paid $39 for it. And my intention is to take it apart. And because this is cross stitch as opposed to pettipoint, I'm thinking this could, you know, maybe this becomes the cover or part of a cover of, you know, the Ultimate Ukrainian Journal. Now, I suspect that you know, they tried to make this fit into this particular sized frame. Nobody would have cut these boots off the way it's been done here. So I suspect that there's more to this picture than is visible. But anyway, at some point, you will probably see me do something with that. Okay. Sheesh. I have to put everything out of the way here. Okay, I think I will show you the books that I got. Now, of course, when you see, I was at Value Village, and Seniors Day means a 30% discount. So, of course, that is the only really smart day to shop, to be honest, because a lot of the prices are getting a little, shall we say, expensive at thrift stores, in my humble opinion. So the thing that grabbed me was the the Edwardian Lady, and it says recipe journal. So it's got this lovely florally thing in the inside covers. It's got all these blank pages. It's got lined pages. It's got these dividers that could easily be, you know, if a person isn't using it as a recipe journal, then certainly something else could cover these words here: starters, vegetable, fish, and so on. Anyway, I'm thinking, I don't really recognize this as being, what is her name? Edith Holden. Oh, these green pages are nice. So are these. Anyway, then I read back here, The Country Dyer for an Edwardian Lady, registered trademark, Rowena Stott Designs, 2008. So obviously, this does fall under the auspices of that whole empire of books and other products. Now, this Rowena Stott, maybe this is, like, I don't know whose work this is, but it is lovely. Excuse me, and that's why I grabbed it. So that $6 less 30%. Running out of places to put things. I also found this, and it's not that big, but big enough. Piece of fabric remnant. $1.99 less 30%. It says Briarwood, 100% cotton, Michelle Design Works. And isn't that just the sweetest print? Oh. And for my next trick, I will put it right side up. So it's got some script. It's got kind of watermark designs of fruit. It's got butterflies. It's got berries. A few blossoms. And it's not 10 yards that a person has to worry about using. So I will launder that as well with that clothing. And yeah. This is an unopened page-a-day gallery calendar from 2012. Don't really want to. I've had these sorts of calendars in the past. Just going to, I don't know why it doesn't want, just didn't press hard enough. So essentially, this is what you get. You get a full page. Well, this thing stands. You put together the little easel part. This thing stands on your desk or wherever. And so this is a sampling of some of the pictures that you might see. So everyone is different. And of course, there are, a year's worth. So do I need to say more? And love that tulip. Okay, show you a few more things and then we are going to be gonzo. So at Value Village, in addition, I think the book prices are really getting out of sight. $5.49. But they also have that thing, buy 4 and get the 5th one free. But of course, they knock off the price off the cheapest book. Anyway, this is a 2000 Chatelaine Day book. And we know that with a cover like this, I'm sure you would have picked it up as well and at least flipped through it and decided if you want to spend the money or not. Now, I chose to buy it because there are a lot of pages to use, obviously, plus some pretty cute illustrations. Things like that. These vintagey ones. I don't know if they were celebrating a certain anniversary in 2000 or why they chose to do this day, or maybe they did it every year. I don't know. But see, so this picture is from their December 1934 issue. So a variety. And you thought you had a bad hair day. And for those of you who are farm kids, don't those almost look like the the parts of a milking machine, although way more, of course. Goofy. So I thought that there were many things to use here, and I did end up buying actually more than 5 books, so I got one free, and also got the 30% off. So that made me feel a little bit better, but honestly, I don't know. Things are getting out of hand. This, oh my goodness, this was among the kids' books, and I don't know. Well, let me look. How juvenile is it? Well, it's got a spiritual or religious overtone. Anyway, okay, Song of Creation. This guy was born in Belgium. 2000. These are the most, I'm forgetting to tell you sizes. 9 1/4 by 8 3/4. The most gorgeous illustrations you can imagine. And then there's poetry accompanying each drawing. I'm slowing down here, letting you absorb this. Look at every blade of grass. Look at every hair on this guy's body. Now, do these things not belong in a wildlife or nature journal? Are those babies not the cutest? Look at those little bright-eyed guys. Even these feathers. Do they have other watermarks? Okay, here are leaves. I guess they sort of match. So these are like branches. Anyway. Dragonfly at rest. Oh my goodness, I didn't see this. Is that not the cutest? Oops, something's catching my pages here. Moose. Lovely. 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 Lovely, lovely. What was this? $6 before the discount. Now, I have never seen anything like this before. $4.99. I am not, look at that, regular $19.50. $19.50. 2006. OMG. I have not drunk the Tim Holtz Kool-Aid to the same degree that some people have. I mean, I think a lot of the products are nice and so on. But anyway, maybe I'll just stop there. But I thought this was worth picking up because who knows, maybe there's something in here that is very, very, very important to me, or that I might pick up a technique or something. I just didn't know things like this existed. Oh, I should have, whoever owned this before obviously marked several pages that they thought were great. Whoopsie. Now this book is called Paper Transformed, a handbook of surface design recipes and creative paper projects. So, you know, obviously I'm going to give it a second look. And again, it was a little bit hard to justify the $7 before the discount. But it's one of those things, you know, if you've got 3, then you think, well, I better keep looking for a 4th one so that I can get a 5th one free. This is one of those kind of bigger books, 11 by 8 1/4. Let's see if we can find a date on it. 2007. So again, not very new, but sometimes in the world of trying to create fresh content, what's old is new again. So I don't mind having older books because even if the ideas may seem dated, a person can usually figure out a, you know, kind of a more current spin on it. So, I mean, this is right up our alley. This is the kind of stuff that we do. What's with all these coupons? I'm just throwing them away because they're just newsprint. So there are some techniques. I don't know if this ultimately was worth the money or not, but I guess if I get an idea or two that can turn into a video, then it will have been worth it. This was in the housewares and office section, $3 before the discount. Art Nouveau Fashions coloring book. So, you know, coloring books typically aren't that thick. This one was printed like this. So I'm thinking, well, that's good. I can use that somehow. And then most of these are still untouched. So I thought, you know what? I'm sure I can use these gals somewhere. What is the size here anyway? 11 by almost 8. So they'd probably have to be in a tall skinny. I thought there was maybe one that had been colored by an amateur. Copyright 2003. Oh, here's this. I didn't see this girl. Doesn't look like any pages have been removed. Or who knows, maybe. Anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. There are lots here to use anyway, so I got that. Now, this is one of those things where, oh, William Morris? Yes, please. Now, this says William Morris needlepoint, 22 projects, 11 1/4 by 9 3/4, 22 projects based on William Morris designs. Holy cow, put on your sunglasses, people. It is an overcast day here, and I am doing this at, what time is it, 6:30. So I've got sort of some poor light on. I've got light sources. So I thought that, again, we know that with these big full-size pages that they can be a variety of things. They can be book pages, you know, especially tall skinnies. Something like this can be fussy cut around and be, you know, enlarge it a bit and make it a journaling card or whatever. So these photographs are obviously quite nice. The paper isn't bad in terms of glossiness. 1995. Mind you, William Morris designs are far older than that, so. Oh. This portrait was painted when Morris was 46. So again, pretty darn nice photographs. Now something like this, 1893, 1886, that. So there are some vintagey type, you know, or reproductions of vintagey kinds of things. Oh, I can still smell the ink from this. These sorts of things could be cut out and become the basis of, they could be used in collage, or they could become the basis of, you know, card decorations or whatever. Nice. And then also the finished product and the chart, and then these color swatches. Bookmark, you know, like bookmark, bookmark. Look at all these. So the possibilities are pretty good here for, you know, pretty well finding something on every page that can be, that's nice. That could, you know, a person could find something on virtually every page that could end up and should end up in a project somewhere. And maybe, who knows, maybe that should be the subject of a video one day. You know, just pick a book like this and say, okay, this is what I would do to take it apart. This is what I would salvage. This is what I would consider for a particular page. Like, look at. I didn't really flip through in this detail in the store because I was, as it was, I seemed to spend way too much time there. So I'm seeing a lot of these pages for the first time, so I'm glad this one made it into my cart. Anyway, okay. Maybe I'll do what a lot of other people do on thrift hauls. I will save the best for the last. So, let me get this burn print watercolor out of the way. This is not a thrift haul. This was a sale thing. I think you know that I like this glue, and these are the 40-gram sticks. So these are the bigger ones. So I buy them from an art store in Edmonton, and they had their little back to school catalog. The sale is still running for a few, maybe another week or two. But I find that when I buy it by the case, which is 12 in a box, I get a pretty good price. So these were less than, I think they were just under $3 each. So, you know, to get a big glue stick that works for that price, I thought was good. So, I mean, obviously that's not a thrifted thing. Also, the other thing I wanted out of their flyer were these mesh bags. Now these are 10 by 13, which means that they will easily accommodate a 9 by or an 8.5 by 11 page, or a 9 by 12 something or other. I tested all the zippers. The zippers all work. They're, they're relatively see-through, although I think I would also attach a tag to the, if I had fussy cut stuff or something in there. Could almost make out what it is. Anyway, I would also attach a tag to the zipper pull, just, kind of as a reminder of what is inside. Oh, and that unearthed another thing that I bought at Value Village. This is it's like rearranging chairs on the Titanic. Deck chairs. $4.99, 500 pages, and this is legal size paper, and it's pretty nice color. What do they even call this? Do they label it here? Anyway, I would say, I don't know how it's looking to you, but I'd call that, mauve, lilac, light purple, whatever. I'm thinking that my red cabbage dye might look very, very nice on this. Coffee dye would probably look nice on here. And I didn't have anything this color. And of course, probably would have preferred letter size, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. And okay, 2 items. I don't know which one is better, so I'll just pick one. The Modern Flower Painter by Anna Mason. 11 1/4 by 8 3/4. I've never seen a poppy with petals like that, to be honest. But then, hey, there's a lot I don't know. Are these not the most beautiful end papers you have ever seen in your whole life? In your whole life. Creating vibrant botanical portraits in watercolor. Like, unbelievable. 2014. Lovely. Rhododendron. Now this woman, I guess, is in England, so, some of the flowers may not be that recognized. Oh, magnolia. Beautiful. Oh, look. The slacker didn't begin till she was 2 years and 2 months old. Standing on a little box so she can reach her easel. Apple blossom. And I think the part that is so magnificent is the sheer size of them. Okay, we don't really care about the supply. Iris. And I'm lingering over this because I think probably you guys agree that this is pretty special. I used to know what these are called. It may come to me. Pansy. Banksia. Learning to see. Cannonball tree. Most unusual tropical flower with orchid-like petals and a very unusual but still attractive center. Oriental Poppy. Again, I've never seen them with those ruffly edges. Swatches. Dahlia. Bluebell. That's, what is this one? Doesn't say. Oh my God, look at that orchid. Like, are those colors not good enough to eat? Clematis. I managed to get blossoms on all 3 of my clematis plants this year, and 2 of them were just planted this year, so pretty happy. Now, as long as there's no winter kill, I'll be a little happy camper in spring. Okay, so here now we're getting into the state, like sort of the, you know, there's the sketch, there's the first step, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, these pages may not be as useful to us as some. However, I have used art book, you know, progress shots like this in the past in collage. So then we get to the finished painting. Now that is not the most beautiful thing in the book. Fiery poppies. She's calling them feathered petals. And you know, this Ukrainian kid, clematis, we love our poppies. Pansy, 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 finished. I don't know if that's the most beautiful pansy I've ever seen. Cosmos. That's lovely. And that would be so easy to fussy cut. And wouldn't that be great? Or even any of these that are close to the end, wouldn't those be great in an art journal? I think someone suggested in the comments that I do a more regular session or more regular series on art journaling, and that is definitely something I want to do. Now, I don't know if this color is called a parrot tulip as well, if that typically refers to just those variegated orange ones, or if the parrot part means the roughly edges. Do not know. Don't quote me. But is that not beautiful? Those are my colors, people. Again, the poppy. And, you know, even doing the pods. I've done a few poppy paintings in my day. Lovely. And in case you ever wondered if red and purple go together, yeah. Told you Mother Nature doesn't make mistakes. Now, I have never seen this with those kind of, but this is apparently the finished painting, and this is, did she call this a dahlia? So this must, Twinnings Smarty is the variety, I guess. I guess it's a real flower. Okay, so here's some just outline drawings. And then back to this. Love it so much. And then the final thing, I'm just having a quick look around, don't think I've missed anything for this, is this little leather I guess, do we not have enough to go around twice? Or maybe it should go this way. This is a cute little handful. So it's got this tooled design on it. It's got this, I don't know what that is, a stone of some sort. A little wraparound. I don't know what this means. PHASHA. It's got this, and look at $4. No, I don't think it would go like that because it would cover this, but it doesn't matter. I mean, whatever. 5 signatures. So, no, I don't imagine that this is the greatest paper in the world. I don't know if it would hold up with wet media. But is this not, like if you watch, I think her name is Tammy at Lou Frou Frou, she has been doing her color combo collages in a book about this size, 6 by 4.5. And, you know, typically does a 2-page, like a full spread, double-page spread. And I'm thinking, well, like, what am I, chopped liver? I can do that too. And if it's mostly glue, I mean, mostly gluing stuff down, mostly collage as opposed to, you know, getting the paper wet, then it should just be perfect. I'm so happy with this. So I'm going to stop there because I think this has turned to be a little longer than I intended, but then I did have quite a bit of stuff to show you. I hope that if you are on the hunt for things that make your heart sing and sort of augment the stuff, the supplies, the materials that you have and want in your studio, then more power to you. And yes, now the trick for both you and me is to actually use them. So I hope that you subscribe. I hope that you find value here. I'm grateful to the people who have been talking about me. The people who have been doing shout outs, like Marnell at Mimi's Keepsake, Angela at the Traveling Crafter, of course, Carol, Crinkled Path, Carrie the Paper Monkey. These kinds of people have been raising awareness of my channel, making me feel humbled and flattered by the attention. And a lot of you are paying attention, and you're doing as they're asking, and you're checking out the channels. So that is the most, that's all I can really ask of you. No, that's not true. I can ask you to subscribe and like and comment. Anyway, if you want to, please want to. There will be a 500 plus subscriber giveaway coming up after I come back from my retreat, self-guided retreat. And what else did I want to say? Oh, just if you're buying things, finding things, acquiring things, being given things, I think we owe it to ourselves to make sure that we start using them. And that's part of the rationale for the hashtag use it, don't store it series that I'm also doing. So whatever it is that you have been stockpiling, shall we say, and avoiding, maybe that's the very thing you need to pull out and begin using. Just saying. Anyway, thanks guys for joining me. Bye.